Hello, my friends around the world. I'm in the heart today, in the love bubble. I'm not doing a love bombing today, but well, that stuck the V right in my head. There I am. Perfect. I can put my hands back. So today I'm actually making a video because I haven't made a video in a while. I've been really busy looking to move out of Japan, looking for a place to live in Hawaii, looking for a job in Hawaii, getting my daughter registered for school in Hawaii. Today's video topic will be the difference or the comparison between Buddhism and access consciousness. Access consciousness is a pragmatic set of tools and processes to help you get out of your own way and to be able to accomplish a lot in life. I've been Buddhist all my life. I started practicing very young. My mom started when I was about 11 months old. And I find no real conflict between my Buddhist philosophy and access consciousness. Of course, some people in access consciousness have interesting point of views that I don't agree with, like even the founder of access consciousness, Gary Douglas. I think he has a lot of interesting point of views that I just don't agree with. But the good thing is you don't have to agree with anyone's point of view in access consciousness, because access consciousness is all about you knowing what you know and knowing that you know what you know. You know what I mean? So you can accept someone's point of view, whether it's the founder or someone else's point of view, whether you want to or not. If it works for you, it works for you. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. Just choose your own point of view if it doesn't work. Because the belief in access consciousness is your point of view does not create your reality, but your reality... No, that's backwards. Your reality does not create your point of views, but your point of views create your reality. And I do believe that is very similar to the idea of karma in Buddhism. But I was listening to Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, doing level 1 and level 2 and 3 in somewhere in India, and he was talking about karma. Of course, his idea of karma is not my idea of karma, nor Buddhism's idea of karma. Most people who think of karma only think of the Hindu version of karma, which the Hindu version of karma, the word karma actually means action. And so karma means the action you do have consequences. But it's not the only action of physical action. It is three types of actions. It's thoughts, words, and deeds. So they all have consequences, good and bad. So I think of karma, and most people in the form of Buddhism that I practice, which is Nichiren Buddhism, or at least in the SGI, which is another the largest group in the world of practicing Nichiren Buddhists, non-affiliated with any temple. And our idea of karma is really positive point of view about karma. Karma is all the good things you do will come back to you more than double-fold sometimes. It depends on your intention and your all the things you try to do with what you do. So every good thing I've ever said in this lifetime, every good thing I've ever thought in this lifetime, everything good thing I've ever done in this lifetime, it's coming back to me now, because my life is getting better and better and better in every way. So I think karma is a great thing. Of course, everything I've ever done bad in this lifetime or in any other lifetime, yes, it's like a stored amount of energy. So I have a bank account, which is all the positive things I've done, is all the positive energy and brings positive things to me. All the negative things I've done, it stores negative energy and brings negative things to me. But if my bank account positive is so much outweighing the negative, which it is, in this lifetime I've done a few little things that maybe I could judge as wrong if I wanted to judge them wrong. I don't, because I've learned from everything I've done, so I think it's all positive. So even the things that other people might have judged that I've done wrong, to me it's not wrong. So I don't... I also have come to this point of view that karma is a self-imposed thing. So if you feel you have to pay back for bad things you did, then you will create that as a reality, because that's your subconscious point of view, that you have to pay back. But I think that's also something you can eradicate. One way we do it in Buddhism is we chant Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, which what it does is it takes the negative karma storage and it eradicates it for you without having to live through it. So it's one way of eradicating negative karma. But if I look at my life, and I've done so much more good than I've done bad, and I've actually tapped into who I was in previous lifetimes, and in most of the lifetimes I've done way more good than I've done bad, then I should have been born into the extremely great circumstance because I've done so much good for the world from at least all the lifetimes that I've been able to learn from past life regression and other forms of quantum jumping and astral projection and lucid dreaming and other things that I teach on many of my videos. So I've been able to tap into those past lives and see that I did really good stuff for the world. So why wasn't I born into a rich family? Why wasn't I born in such a situation if I made so much good causes too? Because there's another set of people who choose certain realities to show their infinite power to transform this reality into whatever they choose it to be from there on. So I chose subconsciously to be born in a situation, actually because I'm a walk-in too, but that's a long other story, which Access does cover walk-ins. I don't think it's ever discussed in Buddhism because I don't think most people know about the walk-in situation, but just to kind of tell you what a walk-in is, because it is covered in Access Consciousness. A walk-in is somebody who traded places with another soul or another being because that being wanted to leave that body. So I do now believe that at about age 2 or 1.5, there was a child who I took over his body. His name was Timothy Giannakos, Gianakos, living in Laguna Beach, and his parents were fighting, and his mom was going through separation with his dad, and his dad was always on drugs, named him after Timothy Leary, and eventually got put in jail, and she ran away. But this kid did not want to live in such a situation because it was a total turmoil all the time, fighting, and he went through a lot of stuff. He didn't want to live, so he wanted to get out. So he took his little pony that he got from his grandpa for Christmas, a white pony. It was a little one you kick, a little plastic pony, and he drove it out into the next parking lot next to his house, and there was a truck backing up, and he ran over the kid. That kid died. That's when I chose before that happened to make the switch. When I went into the body, that body didn't die. So that's because I slowed down time. I went through a whole bunch of processes, which I won't talk on this video because it's too long. It's one of the 13th or 14th secret trannies. Anyway, so we can go into that another call. You can call into my radio program and ask about that if you want to do that. Go to www.blogtalkradio.majortim to ground control. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that on this call. But anyway, I'm a walk-in. So I chose this poor kid's family. Maybe the only reason I chose the family, who knows. But the dad didn't name me after Timothy Leary, which I thought was a kind of interesting character maybe at that time. There's good and bad to every character out there, but that was definitely a character he was playing. The Mr. Tune In, Turn In, Drop Out. I don't do that stuff. I never taken LSD. I never taken any chemical substitute for the natural medicine of planet Earth. Anyway, the natural medicine comes in mushroom shape. It comes in all kinds of plant shape. It comes in flowery budding plants. But that's the natural medicine. It's not anything they make in a laboratory. It's always going to be the toxic mimic of that. Okay, so that's a whole other subject for another video. But anyway, going back to Access Consciousness. So the founder of Access believes that karma is only the negative version of karma, which is basically the Hindu version of karma. So he says in this level 2 and 3 that he tapped into his past life when he was a gunslinger and he killed people. So does that mean he's going to be killed in this lifetime? No, because that's not how karma works. He probably was killed in that lifetime if he was killed. It's not always exactly the same action you do. So he created a certain amount of negative karma, but he might have created so much positive karma in all of his previous lifetimes and his lifetimes after that that he eradicated through good causes. So it's just like a negative and positive thing. And of course, it might be totally just something you can totally erase from your memory field because where is it stored? I don't know. It's supposedly stored in your 9th level of no, I forget what level. 9 levels of consciousness. It's stored in one of the 7th levels of consciousness or the 8th level. I can't remember exactly what they're called. They're all Indian names. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, it's stored in your deep subconscious mind, this karmic storage. So you can tap into that and eradicate it other ways. And I'm learning through access clearing, through other healing modalities that I use, and through past life regression therapy, and through there's ways to eradicate this karmic storage. and to choose no longer to buy into that reality, because all reality is your point of view. So if you have that point of view, and if it's a negative point of view of karma, then it's going to be creating a negative reality for you. But I have a very positive point of view, and I would love the fact that all that positive causes I made for all the zillions of lifetimes I've lived is coming back to me now, and I feel it coming back to me, and I'm opening up to it. It's all a matter of me opening up to. So Access Consciousness teaches you whatever you're willing to receive, and you're open to receive, and you're willing to be in the question of receiving, you will receive it. As long as you keep asking the question and you don't get into a fixed point of view about what is possible and what is not possible, which is all limitation. So I don't see anything that would prevent someone from continuing being in their religion. Now, Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas says, metaphysics is a religion. And why does he call it a religion? He says it's a religion because all religions basically try to prove all the other religions false. So if that's his definition of religion, then Access Consciousness is also a religion, because that's what he's doing. He's proving that all religions are false, or trying to prove that all religions are false, because he doesn't buy into those point of views. So in that, under the definition that he's using for metaphysics, he's saying that Access Consciousness is a religion. So whether it's a religion or not, whether it's a cult or not, it doesn't really matter for this. I did cover it as a cult in other videos. There's good and bad cults too, so we don't need to go into that. You can go watch my what is a cult and what is not a cult. So it's funny that one person, after I put that, is SGI a cult, that person says, yes, it's a cult because of this and this, and everything that he says is a cult is proving that he's a cult. He's following a cult because he's being controlled by one person, and it's his lesser self, because he's not willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that he is an infinite being from time without beginning, which we call a Buddha from time without beginning. Which Access Consciousness comes to the same point of view that Buddhism comes through, that we are all infinite beings. And that's what the Buddha teaches. Buddha means awakened one, enlightened one. Anyone who's willing to claim, own, and acknowledge that they are Buddhas will start tapping into that infinite potential that you have as a Buddha from time without beginning. Buddhism does not have the idea of a start and an end time. Everything is infinite. All we have is infinity, which is a figure 8. So when we chant Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, where was my beads? I was just chanting before this. Oh yeah, here's my beads. So this represents a person's body. Here's the head and the arms, and here's the legs. And when you take this body and you form a figure 8, that's infinity. It's these also represent the human desires, or earthly desires, 100 and whatever they are. It's just all numerical significances that you want to buy into if you can. And when you chant Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, you're confirming that you are infinite as an infinite being from time without beginning. So that's what that means. What else can I talk about? Access Consciousness has a lot of really cool stuff that I really think no matter what your religion is, you don't have to give up your religion. If you decide after practicing the religion of Access Consciousness, which is, it is a religion based on the founder's definition of a religion, a group of people that try to prove all their religions wrong, which is basically what he's doing with metaphysics. His point of view that all people in metaphysics are not here to give you awareness, but are here to sell you their wares, is his point of view, because he was in metaphysical groups that they were into that, but that's just his limited point of view based on metaphysics. I can consider a lot of what I do on my healing radio program metaphysical, I guess. Whatever definition you want to use in metaphysical, it depends on the definition you want to use. All definitions in Access Consciousness are limitations, because it's a fixed point of view. It defines it as this, and that means it's not everything that the definition doesn't include, which makes it limited. So I also agree with the point of view that beliefs are all limitations. So although in Buddhism we say I believe this or I believe that, I prefer now to call it an awareness. I have the awareness of my infinite potential. I don't have to believe in it, because it's awareness, something I know. I know I'm from time without beginning. I know I've lived billions of lifetimes. I will live billions of lifetimes. I know I create this reality, and I can recreate it in any way I choose to create it based on my infinite potential to alter this reality how I want it. So anyway, that's my very short video on why I think If you're a Buddhist and you want to check out Access Consciousness, it's fine. If you're an Access Consciousness person and you want to check out Buddhism, that's fine too. You can adopt your own point of view. You don't have to follow the founder's point of view, who thinks all religions are wrong, because he's practicing the religion of Access Consciousness. That's his point of view. Okay, I love Gary Douglas. I love Access Consciousness. I'm not judging him in any way. I'm just sharing my awareness of another reality that is possible if you choose to practice Buddhism along with choosing to practice Access Consciousness as a healing modality, which I believe it is. And so is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. It's a healing modality. For me, I've practiced many healing modalities besides Access Consciousness. I do the body code, I do quantum jumping, I do astral projection, lucid dreaming. Let me take a drink. I do the body code. I do T3, which is three-dimensional therapy. I do quantum, what's it called? QT2, quantum touch 2.0, which is long-distance quantum touch. I'm learning matrix mirror printing. I'm learning many. There's so many I don't even know how to name them all. But anyway, they all don't affect my Buddhist practice. My Buddhist practice is the core of my life, and it makes all those healing modalities more effective. So the good thing is, in the Buddhism and Nichiren Daishonin, we believe that if you chant Nam-myoho Renge Kyo and you practice the Buddhism and Nichiren Daishonin and you use the Lotus Sutra as the final teachings of Buddhism as your guide, you are actually going to be more effective in everything you do, whether you choose to do Access Consciousness or you choose to do body code or you choose to do whatever you choose to do. Hopefully you're choosing to do something that's good for you and other people, which is creating your karma. You can create good karma and have really good things, which I'm slowly getting better and better and better at everything I do, because I'm creating good karma every day, because I'm helping people all the time on my radio show. I have thousands of clients around the world that I do healing on. When those healing clients are ready, I always introduce them to Buddhism when they're ready. I don't ever push that on them right away, because some of them aren't ready, and I usually muscle test, does this person want to know more about Buddhism? And if they don't, I get a weak muscle test. I don't usually talk about it unless they bring it up. They say, what do you believe in or whatever, then I'll talk about it. Or they can go to my YouTube videos, and there's a bunch of them on Buddhism, so they should ask me questions about it if they're interested in that. And I'll do a lot more videos on it in the future. So I love you all. Check out all my videos. Go to the subscribe wherever it is. I think it's down below, over here, over there. Okay, click on that. Click like. Yeah, likes over here. Subscribe's over here. We're backwards. And also, I have how many playlists? I have tons of playlists. You can click on the Access Consciousness playlist to listen to all the Access Consciousness stuff. I have tons. I'm putting more and more all the time. I also have a playlist just for healing, energy healing, and just for the body code and emotion code. You can check out those too. I have just ones on Buddhism. Tons of videos I'm doing on Buddhism. I have one just reading books, so I'm reading a lot of different books. So check them all out. And I'll be back at you. Okay, thanks a lot. You can dislike too if you want to dislike. And you can also share it with your friends, and you could donate. There's a donate button somewhere. I think it's up there. Okay, peace out. Love you all.